Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? I hope you're well. I wanted to make a little video real quick. She says, like, how many real quick videos, like 4 hours later, they're so long. But I wanted to make one, a couple of things I wanted to talk about today. Obviously you've clicked on it, you've read the title, which I've yet to come up with, but starting a journey as an entrepreneur, or just building a business on the side, or whatever the reason that we do it, we have our reasons, yeah? Like, I know we've talked about having our why our whys are important, and what's the reason. If you haven't seen that, I mean, like, it's basically why are you doing it, what's the purpose, what's the reason. Why do you want to have a business? Why do you want to have a website? Why do you want the thing? Whatever the thing is, why do you want it? And it's got to be big enough. I learnt this from Tony Robbins. Good egg, that one. I like him. Got a lot of love for Tony Robbins. But, he was the one that taught me about that. Like, your why has to be big enough. If it's not big enough, then you're going to give up pretty quickly. If it doesn't scare you enough, you're going to give up pretty quickly. So it can't just be like a simple why. It has to be a big why. It has to be something that's going to keep you motivated and keep you going and all the things, right? Okay, so out the way of that, the problem that a lot of people can struggle with, and a lot of entrepreneurs have sort of mastered, is quite a cool little balance of things. One of the things that you sometimes, not always, it's not 100% fast with everybody, but it's not hard and fast rule, but for the most part, people who are successful entrepreneurs and or working to become that, they look after themselves. They have a high level of self-care. And I wanted to talk to you about that today because it's important that we balance everything. And if you're not looking after yourself properly, how can you possibly expect to look after anybody else? How can you possibly expect to succeed in what you're doing? And imagine this: you work really, really hard for months, for years, whatever, and you finally get a win, and you're like, wow! But then you're too exhausted, or you've come down with some illness, or you're just too frazzled and fried, and you can't enjoy it, and you're not productive at that point because you've not looked after yourself. And that's what I wanted to talk about, because the saying, everyone's heard the saying, right? Like, on a plane, make sure should something go wrong, make sure that you put your oxygen mask on before you help anybody else. Because you can't help anybody else. Even if it's your child next to you or an infant baby, you can't help them. You need to look after yourself so that you can look after them, so that you can help and assist them. And the same is true when it comes to business and entrepreneurship, because honest to God, even if you've got the most supportive partner in your life, or the most supportive family, or whatever, a great network of people, they're not going to be able to look after you better than you can. Do you know what I mean? So having really, really good habits, for example, is a really good way of doing it. So it's really, because being an entrepreneur is a whole lifestyle change. It's not just like, okay, I'm going to start up a business and I'll carry on doing everything I've done before and everything should work out. And you kind of have to change your entire self. All the things that you used to be, your old self has to sort of off it go, and you need to bring in a new version of yourself. And so for you to do that, you've got to be quite disciplined. You've got to be strict with yourself. You've got to be firm with boundaries and stuff like that. And so in a previous video I said about when people are interrupting you, for example, you're trying to work, you're trying to get stuff done, and your phone's going non-stop, and you're allowing the distraction to be a distraction. Like, if it's an emergency and you've got to take the call or whatever, fine, do it, if it's an emergency. But a lot of the time it's not. A lot of the time it's just dribble, isn't it? It's just like WhatsApp groups, Facebook notifications, none of it's an emergency. Just like your emails, going through your emails. Some people do that, especially when they start out. They go through their emails. They'll spend 3 hours going through their emails, and they'll find an email, and then they'll go open it up, and then they'll click on a link, and then they keep going down a rabbit hole of procrastination. And then before the end of the day, they're like, well, what did I do today? What did I get done? Did I get anything? No, I didn't. I got nothing done. And so it's just like a matter of understanding, like, what's the priority. And your self-care really is a priority. You have to be actually really selfish with that. You can't really allow that sort of thing to slip and slide and think, well, it's not really that important. Because you've got to remember, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to have your own business, you're going to be under a lot of pressure. You're going to be under a lot of stress. You're going to be juggling 1,001 things in the air all the time, trying to keep everything moving and flowing and not breaking, not dropping everything. Well, how are you going to do that if you haven't looked after yourself? If you've got a flu, or if, I don't know, your heart's really bad, for example, I don't know, or you've got like a liver or pancreas issue that you've just never taken care of. You won't be able to be you need to be at your peak, basically, is what I'm trying to say. There we go, summed it up. You have to be at your peak, and you have to stay at your peak, even when it's not easy to do that. So, you can do things, you can change your diet, that's easy. Clean up the diet, try and eat clean foods, drink more water. I know it's so simple. It's like, cry me a river, Kate. We've heard it. I know you've heard it. We've all heard it. But it's true, and it works, and it is accurate. Like, eating, you could switch to organic fruit and veggies if you want, if you can afford it, or you can just stick to white meat or something, or you can go cray and decide to be vegetarian, or even cray-cray-crayer and be a raw vegan and not have any, just raw foods. You could do that. A few litres of water a day. It wouldn't be the worst thing. Your body would thank you for it, because again, when you're protein, though, make sure you get your protein. Don't skimp on that. Okay, find a way to get your protein, because your muscles, it will lead on to my next point, but it's important. Have a balanced diet, find a diet that works for you, that you're happy with, that you can manage every day, and it's going to be filling, it's going to be nutritious, delicious, all the things. Versatile as well, because you don't want the same old boring food, unless you like the same old boring food, in which case crack on. But yeah, even, there are entrepreneurs. I've studied these people for years. They're a fascinating group. But they do, they are the sort of people who will wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Hair on my lip. They'll wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning, just to do a workout for an hour or two. And that's how they start their day. And it's a brilliant way to start the day. I mean, if you're a sleepyhead and you like staying in bed, nothing wrong with setting an alarm, and waking up a bit earlier. If you normally get up at 7, or maybe start setting an alarm to wake you up at 6:30. And then after a couple of weeks, after the pain of that's gone down and died down, then aim for 6. Work your way backwards. Eventually you'll get to 5. And then, every time you wake up, just do a little bit of workout. It's anything. You can go for a run if you feel like it in the dark, probably. Or you can do some exercises at home, or you can go to the gym if it's open. If you've got a 24-hour gym, but you can do that. It's a great way to set the body up, and to keep it moving, to keep it strong. Because it's important. You cannot expect to be able to manage the success that you're going to have, because you don't know what that looks like yet. Until it's hit you, you won't know you won't know what success is going to land in your lap. You don't know what that looks like until it happens. You won't know what that looks like, and so you must stay prepared. And the best way that you can do that is by pouring into yourself. Okay, making sure that you've got a good diet, making sure that you're exercising, and then you've got things like mindfulness. Some people aren't fussed about it, they're not, but it is important. And you don't have to do things like meditation and yoga and all that. I mean, you could. That's good stuff. Nothing wrong with that. You could take walks out in nature, or you could do something like painting or something, colouring in or something. You can get colouring in books for adults. There's no shame in it. No one loves a good colouring in, but more than me. I love a good colouring in. It's an easy thing to do. It's a nice, relaxing. Takes your mind off everything, allows your mentality to just rest and relax for a minute. You don't have to think about it. It's just a monotonous task, and it just helps, you know. You've got to keep things in balance, because you can't expect to win and succeed if you're not doing everything that you can to look after yourself, because you won't be able to. And I don't know what you say. You're going to turn around and be like, well, I'll look after myself when the money comes in, and then I can afford to look after myself. Duh. I know. It'd be easier if you're struggling for money. That is going to be a problem. But it doesn't have to cost money. This stuff doesn't have to cost you extra stuff, you know. Like, it's not going to cost you money to wake up a little bit early and do a bit of a workout in your living room. That's not going to cost you anything. It's going to cost you a little sleep. But by the summertime, I'll tell you, your body's going to thank you. Your bikini body's going to look amazing. It doesn't cost you anything to drink water. Not a lot. I mean, do a tiny amount to have, you know, a couple litres of water a day if you're not drinking good, you know, enough water. You don't have to spend money to look after yourself, but you do need to pour into yourself. You do need to make sure that, you know, mentally you're okay. Like, physically you're good. Internally you're good. Because otherwise, yeah, it's going to be really hard. It's going to be quite a struggle, because when things do blow up in a good way for your business or whatever it is that you're doing, how are you going to be able to cope? How are you going to manage, right, when, you know, you've got internal organs that are damaged? I don't know, let's say you've been an alcoholic your whole life, right? Let's say. I don't know any alcoholics, I don't think, but I'm pretty sure their liver is pretty destroyed. And their health isn't looking too hot. Just generally, their health is just a hot mess because of the liver damage. So then, I would say, well, okay, you especially should sit down and work a plan out, because how is your body going to be able to cope under the immense pressure and stress of being successful? How are you going to be able to enjoy it when you're internally you're barely hanging on? Like, you've got to build yourself up strong. And that's what I was saying about protein, which I forgot to mention. Like, make sure if you are going to work out, make sure you're getting protein somewhere from somehow. Yeah, meats are great. Beef jerky's great. There's a little bit of it in, you know, other foods, but not a lot. Nuts is a great option. If you got that. Annoyingly, I have a nut allergy. So when I was raw vegan, knowing that I had a bit of a nut allergy, I continued to eat a silly amount of nuts to get my protein, because I didn't want to get it from anywhere. I didn't realise protein powder was an option. A vegan protein powder. I did not know this. And every day I'd have such a tummy ache. I'd be like, oh man, my tummy. Protein powder. 20 grams of protein in each scoop. It's not bad, you know. But there's nothing wrong with it. It's a good time of year, if you're in like the northern hemisphere at least, because it's getting you know, it's getting colder. It's getting colder. Winter's coming, and you know, it's a good time. You better to be working out in the cold than to be doing, you know, when it's warm out. So I think it's important to recognise that we have to look after ourselves. You know, like if you're in a position to have a spa day once a month or something, you should do that. If you have a loving partner who's willing to give you some massages, ask them. Set aside a day, one day a month, maybe one day every 2 weeks. Just find some time, you know, and just relax. Have a nice bath. See if you can get a massage from someone. Do nothing and just veg out watching whatever dribble is on Netflix, you know, and just do that for the day. You don't have to go out and spend loads of money, but you do need your you time. That's important, that you have your you time, like, so that you can decompress, that you can allow your body to rest. You can and it's important as well for your mind, because it's so easy when we are trying to build something, our mind is just going to go 1,000 miles an hour, yeah? Alright, but when are we shutting that off? Because even when we dream, it's not really shut off. It's busy dreaming about stuff. Even if you don't have dreams, your mind's still busy dreaming about something, doing something. Whether you remember the thing or not, it happens. You know, your mind isn't completely at rest. And I'm sure studies have proven it, that your mind is, your brain's quite active during sleep. So, you know, just staring at the TV for like 4 hours, like binge watching a TV show, it's great. Just like be submerged in their world for a minute, forget about yours, and just go into theirs. And it's a brilliant way just to clear your mind. And you could do things like mindfulness and meditation and stuff like that. But if you're not, I would say, if you're not, like if you're not very, I don't want to use the word expertise. If you haven't done a lot of it, let's go with that. If you haven't done a lot of meditation before, you've never really done it before, or like if you're a seasoned meditator, go ahead, do it. If you are new to meditation, I would take your time. You are going to have 1,001 things that are going to pop up in your head. It's going to be really hard to shut your mind down, but that is the point of meditation, is to shut your mind down. So you could practice that to just close your mind down. And that would be a great, but that's not a quick thing. You can't just click and there we are. Like, it takes a minute. It takes a good while to build that resilience, because you've got to be strong against your thoughts. Your thoughts are going to come in, you've got to go, no, get out. And then another one's going to come in, you've got to go, no, get out. And you've got to keep doing it. You've got to build that muscle strength, that muscle memory. But if you can do it, if you're a seasoned meditator, you should be meditating. You should be trying to do these things daily. Eating well, drinking well, meditating, exercising if you can. And you should do, all of those things. All of those things. Because if you're not pouring into yourself, I don't care the support circle around you, I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're the greatest people on earth. They are not going to be able to give your body what you need, what it needs. It's just not going to be able to do it. They can't exercise your body for you, can they? And make sure that your organs are strong and healthy. No. Maybe you've got a chef. Maybe you're one of these people that has a chef. And they prepare all your food. Alright, good. Then you don't have to worry about food. You just tell them, I want a salad now. I want lots of salads and lots of fruit. Give me all the nom-noms. And they'll, fine. But they're not going to help with everything else. They're not going to help with your mind turning off. They can't do that for you. Only you can do that. They can't help with your, getting into shape and working out your body. And I don't mean getting into shape because you want to turn into Wonder Woman or something, or like freaking Superman. I mean, you can aim for it, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's just to keep your body moving and to keep it active and to make it strong and to keep yourself healthy. It's not about, I want to look like a supermodel at the end of it. Dude, you don't need to look like a supermodel at the end of it. You just need to be healthy and strong, and you need to get your organs sorted. Because, especially if you've never really worked out before properly, or if you're one of those people that, I do a bit of a workout and then I take a break, then I'm one of those people. I'm the worst for that. I'll go full in, and I'll be like, right, I'm all about it. Right, go. And then, I'm just going to take one day off. I'm just going to take a day off. I'm going to rest for a day. And that's the dumbest thing I could do. That is the dumbest thing I could do. Because I'll never come back to that thing again. Like, my willpower has limits. I'm only human, so are you. And you're going to have times where you're just going to want to take a day off. I don't recommend it. Because one day will turn into 2, into 3, into 4, into many, okay? And then you have to get yourself back in. And if you haven't worked out for a while, the next time you do, your muscles are going to hurt all over again, like they did the first time when you started. It's going to hurt for a few days at the beginning, and then you have to build yourself up again, get your foundation strong again, and then you can go full force like you were. But if you take a day, it's not ideal. And I don't mean to do it's recommended, isn't it, that you should take some time off. If you're going to go to the gym, for example, you shouldn't be going to the gym every day. You should be going 3 times a week or something, 4 times a week tops. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't be working out the rest of the time. You can do other workouts, alright, maybe you don't go to the gym every day of the week. Fine, don't go to the gym every day of the week. It's probably not good for you. But you can go for a walk, one of the days that you didn't go to the gym. Or, you could do some workouts at home. You go for a swim or something, But what I'm saying is you should get into the daily habit of moving your body in a fairly vigorous way every single day. Because, I'm telling you, if you don't do that, but you're planning a business and you're working on it, you're building it, and you're creating all this, you're doing all of the things, by the time your success kicks in and lands in your lap, you're going to be broken. You're going to be too broken to manage. It's just going to be overwhelming. Because if you think you're busy now, when it's successful, when it blows up, think again. You don't know the meaning of the word busy. You'll be rushed off your feet when it kicks off and you start getting profit and it starts working and everything starts happening and you're like, yeah, this is great. And then it's all just, Like, how are you going to keep up? How are you going to keep up? I don't even know. I don't know. I suggest you guys, if you're serious about having a business and doing it properly, learn from the people who've done it properly. That's who I learn from. I'm not going to take my financial advice from a homeless dude on the street. I'm going to take it from the billionaires that are making stupid money, like billions of pounds and dollars. I'm going to take my advice from them. Not just one of them. I'm going to take a collective advice. I'm going to pop it all under one roof and be like, okay, that's the advice. And that's the advice I'm giving you is the advice I give myself. Okay? As in, make sure you look after yourself. Make sure, because your body's going to thank you. And honestly, when it blows up, when everything blows up in a good way. You know, when things start coming in, you're like, oh, finally, yes, it's starting to pay off. My business is working. Yeah. Like, trust me when I say you're going to be thanking me, because you're going to be busy after that. If you're busy now, well, now you've got a bunch of orders that you've got to fulfill. Now you've got a bunch of clients that you've got to look after. Now you've got a bunch of whatever, like orders that you need to send out, whatever it is. You've got like a bunch of paintings that are on order that you now need to create. So if you think you're busy now, wait until it happens and imagine the stress of what's going on in your body right now. Okay, and then times that by 20, maybe 25. That will be the stress that your body will be under when it goes well. And so if your body is not in a good condition right now, if it's not in a good state at the minute, I would recommend start working on it. Start working on an exercise regime. Start drinking more water. Eat as healthily as you can. You know, intermittent fasting, that's always a nice thing to do as well. You don't have to do that. Some people do. There are entrepreneurs that would recommend that. But you've got to remember as well, as entrepreneurs, we do need our energy. We need our brain power to be on point. We need to be able to juggle all the things. We need to be able to manage everything. And so intermittent fasting might be hard for some because you can feel a bit dizzy and a bit woozy if all you're doing is drinking water for the best part of your day. Like I did this, I don't know when it was, in the summertime. I just felt really thirsty. Oh, so thirsty. I must have been dehydrated, obviously. And all I did for the best part of a week was for 20 hours of my day I drank water, or didn't have any because I was sleeping, and then I ate for 4 hours of the day. Now, I didn't do that on purpose. I wasn't trying to start intermittent fasting. I just wasn't hungry. I was actually just really thirsty, and I ended up drinking about 3, maybe 4 litres a day. It's probably over the kill. Surprised I didn't end up in hospital. But I just fancied it. I just fancied drinking lots of water, and I wasn't really hungry. But I had a 4-hour eating window, and I was happy after my 4 hours of food. I didn't need any more, and I was cool with that. And I did that for a whole week. I don't know why I did it for a whole week. I don't know why I did it at all. My body obviously needed it. But you know, so it's not. I mean, I got a lot of work done in that time as well. I was quite productive. I was quite focused. I was able to, achieve quite a lot. But some people struggle when all they have is water in their system. Like I did a water fast. I don't know how long ago now. It was forever ago. Oh boy, that was hard. That was brutal. That was brutal. The first day, I almost, I don't know what happened. I almost threw up. I was so dizzy and nauseous. And I had water fasting tablets. And I was adding, was it cayenne pepper? I was adding something to my water. Someone recommended it anyway. So I added it to my water, but I was still feeling sick. I was still feeling nauseous and lightheaded, and I had a headache, and I just felt like rough. I felt really ill, like I was having, and I realised I'm just not having enough water tablets. I'm not having enough fasting tablets. Put a couple more in your tummy, each round that you have some, and you'd be fine. But I know what that feeling is when all you want to do is eat, and all you've got is water, and you can't focus, and you can't think straight, and you're not able to get anything done. It's really hard. So, no shade to anybody out there who has tried intermittent fasting or even full-on fasting. No shade, because I know it's not fun. I managed to last a week. I had to stop and start again. And then I decided I don't know why I was thinking. I was doing so well. I want to say I got today, it's either 5 or 7, I can't remember. And I was still on my walk fast, And then I just decided I really want a Nutella cake. Like, I really want a Nutella chocolate cake. I really want to make a cake, and I want to cover it in Nutella. Not because I'm going to eat it, because I can't really eat cakes. When I make a cake, as yummy as it is, I actually can't eat it. It's delicious, but it gives me a tummy ache. So whenever I make a cake, I know it's not because I'm going to eat it, because it's going to give me a tummy ache. So my intention was to dish it out to the neighbours and see if they wanted it. But I just felt like making a cake. Oh, I just had it in me. I just had to make a cake, so I made a cake, and then I ate of it. Oh, there was a ruin my fast. I ruined it. The cake was good. The tummy ache was not. Of course, it came on again. But all I'm saying is it's important to look after yourselves, everybody. If you're out here trying to make a difference in the world, make a difference for yourself, build a better future, but you're not looking after yourself, you're not going to be able to look after anybody else. Imagine what happens, if you're not in such a bad condition right now, health-wise, and then you do manage to succeed. Awesome, well done. That'd be amazing. And then you get a bunch of clients, something, or a bunch of orders, but you're just too ill to be able to do anything because you haven't really looked after yourself, and you're burnt out. How are you going to help them? You can't even help yourself, so how are you going to help them? Even though you've got the win, how are you going to be able to help them? Because how can you help yourself right now? So you've got to be careful. You don't want to end up in hospital. You don't want to end up burnt out. And that's why it's important to take regular breaks. That's why it's important to look after yourself. If you've got a healthy diet, and you're resting your mind, you're spending time out, walking a lot and doing all the things, you should be good. But if you're not doing that, if you never go out, if you eat junk food all the time, if you're drinking fizzy drinks, and I don't know, eating loads of sweets or something, and loads of donuts. I mean, I love me a good donut, but just if you're doing all of that stuff, but expecting to be able to figure it out when the money comes in, please don't. It won't. It's going to be really hard for you. Really hard. Your body's going to be even more stressed than it is now. And if your body's not in good condition because you've not been looking after it, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. 27 minutes. It's not bad. I'm going to make another video about this next thing I want to say. But in case anyone's still watching, I decided I'm going to run a little competition. If you have been to my channel before, you'll know about my web design course that I've got. It's called the Mumpreneur Web Design Academy. There's a link for it below. You can click and enroll if you want. I teach you everything you need to know about building a basic blog website, everything you would need to pretty much cover to have a decent website. So it's not for an e-commerce store. So if you're planning on selling multiple items, it wouldn't work for that, unless you wanted your website to link to a different area. So if you've got like an Amazon store, an Etsy store or something, and you've got stuff for sale on those places, and you want your website to link to that, we can do that, that's fine, you could enroll for that. But if you're wanting to host a bunch of different products on your website and install WooCommerce and set all of that up, and take care of all your variables and whatnot, this is not that course, okay? This is a course for a standard blog website. So when you go on a website that is not something where you can buy products, pretty much, that would be a blog website. So if you need one for a business, or a resume, or maybe you're getting married, or hobbies, things like that, you could learn how to build that with the course, right? So the link for it below if you would like to enroll. Lots of support available there. Lots of it's kind of, well, it's not really 24 hours because I do sleep a little bit. I don't sleep a lot, but I do a little bit. But yeah, you have, what do we have? We have 2 live Q&A calls every week. We have a private Facebook group, a private WhatsApp group, a private community. You can pretty much ask me anything. If you need me to log into the back end of your website as a student, I absolutely can. Okay, so if you enroll into the course and you need me to have a look at your site because you've broken something, I can go in and have a look, tell you how to fix it, or just fix it for you. And at the end of the course, because I know life can be life, if at the end of the course you cannot finish building your website for whatever reason, you just let me know and I'll finish it for you. And I will finish it for you free of charge. That's right, I won't charge you anything. I just need you to send me the stuff that's going to go on it. So yeah, the link for that's below if you're interested, if you would like to learn. It covers everything pretty much that you would need. Don't think I've missed anything off. But the competition that I'm running is in regards to my course. So if you caught my last video, which was a while ago, it was last week actually, I said to you that I'm about to walk into a not so brilliant time in life. Now when I created the Mumpreneur Web Design Academy, I wasn't intending to dedicate it to anybody, but shortly after I created it, my mum did pop off, and after she did, I thought I'm going to dedicate it to my mum, because my mum was always a hard worker, sort of, and she always tried, sort of. She had her moments, you know, but she tried. She did, you know, she wanted a better future, and she did try. It wasn't consistent. It wasn't like beast mode day in, day out. It wasn't that at all, because she had a hard life, and I understand that, but she did try. My dad did as well, and since they've both gone, I'm now an orphan. Well, I thought I will dedicate my course to my mum after she popped off. So I did. I hadn't launched it, even though I'd created the course last year. A month later she popped off, and I hadn't really put any effort into like trying to push it out to the world, let people know about it. But when I did put it out to the world, I was thinking I'm going to dedicate this to mum, because, and to all mums, but I don't know all mums, unfortunately. I just know my mum. So I thought I'd dedicate it to my mum, and any mum out there who's, you know, wanting a better future for their babies. But because we're now officially in mum season, which is poopy, I thought I'm going to run a competition. I'm going to run a competition in honour of mum, in order of dear mother. So the competition is simple. If you wanted to win free access to the Mumpreneur Web Design Academy, you can enter to win. And all you have to do is subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment to say that you'd like me to enter your name. I'm going to run this competition until the end of October, so Halloween. I can't say what time I'm going to run it to. I'm probably going to be out trick-or-treating, to be honest, in the evening with little mans. At some point on Halloween I will close the competition down, but I'll take all the names. Anybody who wants to, I won't know your name. If you subscribe, I won't necessarily know your name. If you leave me a comment, then I'll know your name. Okay, so that's why it's good. So leave me a comment and make sure you're subscribed, because I'll check, and if you're not subscribed but you've leave me a comment, I won't put you in my draw. But you will win. I'll announce the winner on the 1st of November, and you will win free access to the Mumpreneur Web Design Academy. So you'll be able to learn all the things that I am teaching, and you'll still get lifetime support with me, and I will still help you if anything goes wrong, and if you can't finish it, I will still help you if you need that. Okay, so yeah, that's all you have to do if you want to win. Okay, it should be fun, and I thought, you know, Halloween's a good time too, because again, if you saw the last video, Halloween was the original day we were going to have Mum's funeral, because she loved it so much, but then we sort of moved it forward a bit because things changed. So Halloween, mum season, makes sense. So I thought, let's do that. So if you're a mum, and you don't have to be a mum, by the way, very important. Be surprised, so many things I have to try and remember to include in each video when I make these, and I don't always. Be surprised the memory I've got. I tell you, you don't have to be a mum. Number one, you don't have to be a mum to enrol in the course. If you want to learn how to build a website, anyone can do it. But I'm just doing it from that perspective because I'm a mum, and that's it. That's all it is. But you could be anybody wanting. You could be, you know, a single 68-year-old person who wants to learn how to build a website. You're very welcome here. You are very, very welcome to enrol. So please don't feel like it's just for mums and I'm not allowed in. No, you're allowed in. Don't be so silly. Of course you can. But yeah, that's just from my perspective. That's why I've called it what I've called it. I probably should change the name, but I won't. I'm too deep in now. So, So yeah, I wanted just to let you guys know about the competition. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else I want to say. I don't think so. But yeah, if you want to enroll, just leave your name. Leave your name. Oh my god. Leave me a comment. Leave me a comment and say I want to enter into the competition. And make sure you're subscribed. One or the other will not do. You must be both. And I will pick a lucky winner on the 1st of November at some point. And yeah, it'd be awesome. It'd be so fun. It'd be fun. And I thought it'd be a nice thing to do, to be able to help somebody for free during mum season. Yeah, I thought it'd be nice. I thought it'd be nice. So that's why I thought I'd do this. So yeah, if you're interested, just leave me a comment and I'll have a look. Okay, and I'll keep them all together until then. But in the meantime, please just look after yourselves, guys. Please don't push yourselves too much. Make sure, if you are going to push yourself too much, make sure you're strong enough to be able to push yourself that hard. Okay, don't push yourself if you're weak. If you're weak right now, if you haven't been looking after yourself, if you're not in good mental, physical condition, please do not push yourself. Just baby steps, because little progress is better than no progress. If you push yourself, you'll end up with no progress, because you'll end up flat on the floor, in the bed, on the sofa, won't be able to get up because you would have crashed and burned. Whereas if you make little progress, then you're just getting stronger, just a little bit, day by day, getting a bit stronger, day by day, and then boom, you can push through. Okay. So yeah, that's it. I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, feel free as well to leave me a like if you want to. You can do. You can subscribe as well if you like, just for the fun of it. If you want to. No pressure. No pressure here. But yeah, enter in the competition if you do want to learn how to build a website. So the competition isn't I'm going to build a website for you. You will just have free access to the course, okay? I will give you access to the course, lifetime access for free. The course retails for £1,500, okay? And I will give it to you for free if you're subscribed, if you leave a comment and let me know that you want to enter. It's better that you let me know that you want to. Don't leave me a comment of just random gibberish. I don't think that, I'm not going to read that and think, well, that person wants to enter my competition. That's what that means. I understand gibberish. I can interpret it. Wow. I went to gibberish school. I know what that means. I do not. I don't know what it means. Leave me a comment that says, enter me into the competition, please, and thank you. And I will. Okay? I'm going to leave it there, guys. It's Tuesday today, isn't it? Happy Tuesday. Huzzah. I'll see you guys in my next video. And have an awesome rest of your day. I hope something amazing happens for you today in your business, and I hope you guys have some level of progression, movement forward, something amazing happens for you. I don't know, October feels like a good month for things like that. But anyway, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video. When's that going to be? I don't know. But I will speak to you guys soon.